What we do here is go back.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Talk It Up with Cindy and Jerry. Hope you guys are doing well.
What's going on, everybody?
So,
This is, what is this? Comparison of Gen X times to right now?
well,
The
we're in
changes?
like Halloween season, so I figure we talk about costumes,
Well,
decorations. you
Absolutely.
know.
I'm just saying how we grew up
Yes.
doing that Gen X period and how it is
Of
now.
Halloween costumes. Or the plastic.
So did you have a plastic one?
Yeah, of course.
Everybody
I
had
think there's a
plastic.
couple pictures lying around in my mom's albums I have upstairs.
I have to check my mother's albums to
I
see.
have one that's memorable.
I know I had a Batman,
I had a ISIS.
Isis. A lot of people don't recall that show.
Who ISIS is?
Right? That was that show. She
She's
was
a superhero. She's
was a
ISIS.
superhero.
Yeah,
ISIS.
it's like a
she was
a
like an
god- a
Egyptian
Greek.
Egyptian
Yeah.
or Greek?
Yeah, Egyptian
Right.
goddess or superhero or something.
Did you
like
get yours from Woolworth?
Yes, we did have a Woolworth in 3rd Avenue.
You did? Yeah.
Yes, I
Ours,
did.
so those who know the area, Dykeman, we grew up with Woolworth, and you would go straight to the back. Actually, our Woolworth had a little diner in it.
Ours did too.
Okay. You would go straight to the back, and you would just see, I guess, if I'm correct,
They were
box-
just all laid out.
They were
stacked.
laid out, right, and then you would pull it out. Almost, the boxes all looked the same.
They were all the same.
I think it had to be one company then.
Yeah, I think it was one company.
One company just making these plastic.
Heaven forbid that rubber band broke on your mask.
Oh, it was the worst. If it did, it was just you had a string or some jury rig thing.
And heaven forbid that it would cut you on the side, the mask. You couldn't breathe through it because there was
You know
no
what's
mouth.
funny is, and maybe I'll put it in the video. There's always this video of a whole bunch of kids in the classroom
Wearing
sitting.
masks?
Those those plastic masks. The whole classroom smelled like plastic.
Then things changed when Party City came along.
Party City came in the '90s, right?
Yes. Because that's when we started getting. Because that's when our daughter was little.
Right.
And I started. Well, at one point I was making her costumes.
You made some costumes.
But then Party City came along and it changed it for everybody. Because even the adults got in on costumes
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Because they started selling adult costumes.
Absolutely. Well, I'm curious. So, we were too young, but I don't remember hearing my older cousins or anybody say, "Hey, we're going to a Halloween
Parties.
party." I mean, they may.
I don't remember
I
that
don't-
either. I
yeah.
think that came more popular in like the 80s.
Late 80s or 90s?
and the 90s.
90s, definitely 90s.
90s definitely. I remember going clubbing
Yeah,
and dressing
clubbing
up.
and dressing up. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but, the costumes, back then, which were innocent.
Very
First of all, you look
innocent.
like
Very-
Lego. You look like Lego.
Very innocent.
Your costume.
It was plastic.
Because it
Heaven
was.
forbid you wore too much underneath it.
You
That
would
sucker
sweat.
would tear.
You would tear, but it was durable though. It
was.
wasn't like a
But
trash
the back
bag.
would tear.
Yes, the back would tear. Yeah, because that's how you had to get in. It was like a gown. You had to like step into that costume.
You had to step into
put
it.
your foot into it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Your
Ariel
kids
started-
nowadays have it so
Ariel
cool.
started to sweat,
Yeah, the kids nowadays have it so cool because the costumes are made of fabric.
and we grew up in the city, so I definitely recall going trick or treating in the hallways.
I did too. We were only allowed to trick or treat in our building and the building next to ours. We weren't allowed to venture out.
I mean, that was the same for us, but then we were allowed to kind of venture. Well, but I guess you know what? We didn't tell anybody. We were just going to other buildings.
Oh no, we weren't allowed to go past the building next to ours.
Yeah.
So then there was on our block where I grew up. There's three buildings on our block. My mom's building, then there was like a standalone project building, and then there was another building at the top of the hill.
Right.
So we never went to the building at the top of the hill. We only stayed within our building and the project building, and that was it.
Yeah, the same. I mean, our building has two buildings. It's weird. Our building
two sides.
has two sides, but it does have another building. So one building has two sides, and then like I said, we started to venture off and stuff like that.
Now it got really cool when
but
once I got old. Like
Here's a good question. Also, did you guys decorate your door?
for Halloween, no.
We decorated our door. My mom did put some kind of skeleton.
No, the only
It
decorating
wasn't hallway decorate. It was just a door.
a door. So my mom did not decorate for Halloween. She only decorated for Christmas the whole way.
Okay. Okay.
But I think for a time, I think once we reached 10, 11 years old, we stopped dressing up until I became a teenager. That's when going to a club and dressing up was cool.
Right.
So we went to the teeny bopper clubs.
Sure.
And every girl was in a leotard with a cape or Playboy Bunny style. It was like,
You know what? I mean, I think it was just basic costumes. You had a Zorro costume, some Batman costumes. It wasn't like how it is now.
Yeah.
Now you got a couple themes.
oh, now it's like, listen, I go, if we ever showed any of I go all out. Like, our costumes, because I make our costumes I've been making our costumes for now.
Some of them you
for a few
made, and
years.
some of them we've purchased. As
Some of them
couples.
we've purchased, and I've altered them to make them look amazing.
Yeah.
But a lot of our costumes I make now, and we've had some really cool costumes.
We've had, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Last year's costume, when we went up to the lounge and the brother.
Oh, last year's costume was like,
Everybody said it was just.
they
girls
said
was-
they kind of had a contest, but they didn't have a
Yeah,
contest.
it was weird.
So she was like, "Yeah, you definitely won the contest." I was like, "Me?" She was like, "You won the contest, definitely. Nobody here could top your costume."
Yeah.
I was like a bride. I was a white bride of Dracula.
Right.
It was really cool looking. I had the contact lenses and everything going. Even the year before that, was it the year before that? The year 2 years before that, when we were Esmeralda and the Hunchback.
That was 2 years. Yeah. That
And
was.
we went to Atlantic City.
We went to Atlantic City.
We got-
Everybody.
they took photos
a
of us.
lot of photos. Yes.
Yes.
We did that because you had a family member in PA that threw a Disney
Theme. Yeah.
I don't want to say villains.
No, it was a villains.
Kind of
Disney villains.
Was
Yeah.
Esmeralda a villain then?
Yeah.
She was. Okay.
Yeah, she was.
I thought she was fighting for the people.
She was kind of a villain.
All right. Well, it was really cool because we had a lot of. Those were some of the great photos.
Oh my god! Like my family, they turn out for Halloween. Like my
We've
nieces.
had Halloween parties here.
Yeah, my nieces go all out for Halloween. They're like legit Halloween fiends.
But yeah, the Esmeralda, and the Hunchback, which of course that was me.
Mm-hmm.
We actually took a photo with a couple that was dressed up as
Aladdin
Jasmine
and
and
Jasmine.
Aladdin.
Yeah. So yeah, our costumes they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even the ones before that, I've made our
Dorothy,
steampunk. Our steampunk costumes are awesome too.
We won a contest with the steampunk at a party we went to in the town.
So yeah, I get really into Halloween. I don't think we're doing much this Halloween. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. Usually I decide at the last minute, and I don't even know how I throw it together.
She does.
Like within a week, I will throw the costume
So now
together.
our first child was our daughter.
Yeah.
And what was good is costumes didn't, adult costumes and I'm gonna say tweens costumes didn't start to kind of mimic each other.
Yeah.
So she still had the innocent costumes.
Oh yeah, our daughter had, and I made a lot of her costumes, but they were very innocent.
Now, I think in the last 10, maybe 7 years,
Oh, they've
you look
gotten,
at some of these
tween costumes have gotten very
you're looking at,
racy.
are you borrowing your mom's costume?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they've been
saying?
very racy, but to each his own.
No, absolutely. Hey, listen, that's.
I think the costumes have gotten very creative.
Yeah.
But and like you say, even trick or treating has changed because when we grew up, there was no such thing as trunk or treat.
No.
Where people have to hook up their cars, park in a parking lot, everybody line up,
And now it's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
Even in our town, I think the library does it. The local lakes do it.
Now, when we first moved here, Halloween was like a big thing for here.
It looked.
It's not like in the city where you see one or two kids here. Here, it's amazing. You see all these little kids running around.
Yeah. I'm going to pause it for 1 second because I got to check something right there.
Okie dokie.
All right. I'll be right. Again, this is live, people. Give me a second.
What are you up to?
All right. I'm back. So go ahead.
So like I was saying before, trick-or-treating, with the trunk or treats.
Absolutely.
It's changed a lot. Like I said, when we first moved here, it was like a whole new experience for me. I was in awe. Those first Halloweens.
You know what it reminded me of? And not to, I felt like the movie Halloween.
Yeah.
That's without Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But it felt kids just walking through the neighborhood and
we actually ran out of candy our first year here.
Yes.
It was insane. We had to turn the lights off in the house.
And someone came.
Yes. We had to take candy out of our kids' trick or treat
bag.
bag.
Because we saw the car and maybe it was a parent that just got home and he or she was following with the car while the kid was going to. I'm like, I can't do it. I gotta bring something downstairs.
Yeah, so we took a handful out of our
kids. And I was like, come back, I got some candy.
And it used to be so where our kids would go trick or treating, they would have to come home dump their bag and go back out. Because
that's
how much candy people gave out.
No, I mean this neighborhood.
It's
so
going back to it.
I guess it went through a phase where
a lot of kids grew up,
like our kids, and now there's a lot of young kids again. And
it's picking up again. It's getting. I call it like the magical witching hour. It's like. I think it's adorable. I actually take photos. I ask the parents, can I take photos? But then we also have people that they take photos in front of our yard for Halloween.
Yes.
So I love it. I mean,
people come to pose with the whole front yard.
Yeah. Like, I go nuts. I think I decorate more for Halloween than I do for Christmas here outside. I go a little crazy.
I think it's not that. There's more props for Halloween because the cemetery kind of thing.
Yeah, I know because I have more containers of Halloween decorations in the garage. But
there's people that come and say, "Hey, I gotta do like down the block. I gotta do my pose with my kids."
Oh, so can I do our photo shoot on your lawn? I'm like, go ahead, I don't care.
Yeah, and now I can do it because I've also gotten really good with different angles and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw it as Halloween, just Halloween and ET. Just full of kids just running around the neighborhood.
Actually, it came to a point where my nieces...
Everybody started coming to our neighborhood.
My nieces from Queens used to come. And my nieces from upstate, they would all come here.
In fact, not only that, you would know people. And they were from other neighborhood blocks.
They would come here.
And I'm like, I'd be like, aren't you from such and such street? Dude, your block is like the best.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, because some of my neighbors we actually know a few neighbors that give out full size candy bars. They give out like really cool candy. You know, we're one of them. Also, we just give chocolate. Everybody's like,
I say, listen, if I'm gonna do it, I want to be one of those. I'm giving out the good stuff.
Now I will say, because I already went the other day and bought our Halloween chocolate. I spent like $65 on candy. And he was like, when I left, he goes, try and keep it at like $35, $40.
I just forgot, inflation and, and everything.
I got home, I'm like, dude. I bought the same amount that I buy almost every year. I buy I think about 8 bags of the chocolates. Yeah. And we never end up at $65. I was like, oh my God. It's like, Halloween's it's expensive. The other thing is now we don't have to buy costumes for our kids because they don't trick or treat anymore.
Our youngest, so far, it's kind of weird. He said, hey, I'm not going trick or treating. But our oldest son kind of said, what?
Yeah, I know.
You always go trick-or-treating.
He goes, dude, that's the best time to go trick-or-treating.
So we'll see. But also you got to understand is our youngest is really, really picky on candy. He doesn't really eat he was doing it for the experience.
Oh, he would go trick-or-treating and he would give the candy to our oldest son.
Yeah.
He was like, here you go.
Yeah.
Actually, do you remember the year he went trick-or-treating and the dog got a hold of the bag?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how Shadow didn't
die on
OD on chocolate, but that dog with chocolate cake and chocolate candy.
Oh my gosh.
He had a stomach like a rock, you know what I'm saying? He would go to town with chocolate.
Oh my gosh, Halloween was like his favorite. We'd put him in a costume because he'd be wanting to go out with the kids. Yeah, every year he wore a Batman costume and went out with the kids. He would be
like going down the stairs thinking he's going and then we started bringing him and and then you start seeing people dressing up their dogs and stuff.
Yeah,
So
trick or treating and Halloween is different.
Oh, definitely
between the suburbs and the city, and between the 80s.
Yeah, from what we grew up in and what it is now, it's definitely.
Big difference.
A bigger difference. Like you said, Party City and Spirit Halloween have brought that level. Now, Spirit is about to, I think I've talked about it, they're going to do Christmas.
Yeah.
So we'll see that.
They're giving Party City a run for their money.
Yeah. And it's easy because they just look for empty locations, which there's plenty everywhere. Yeah. And they just go in there and they dress it up.
And that's it.
That's it. You go to town.
Because before, the only place you can go get costumes was Party City.
Yeah. And then they made a movie.
Yeah.
They have on Amazon. There's
That's right. They have a Spirit Halloween movie.
We should watch that.
I know we have to. We've been watching horror movies. We actually been nostalgic. We've been watching old movies or 80s based movies. Except for
if you're gonna probably saw the previous podcast, not The Exorcist. So far, it hasn't happened. She hasn't broken me.
I'm trying.
It's never gonna happen. Chicken. I'll tell you one thing. How about the Halloween party that we went to in Queens, rooftop? It was the year it snowed.
Oh, that weird year that it snowed for Halloween?
Yes.
It actually wasn't even snow. It was like ice.
Yeah, and everybody was, because you were Dorothy, I think. You were somebody,
We were dressed as pirates that year.
Was it pirates?
We were dressed as pirates because we went with my brother. He was dressed as a vampire. And you were like, look at these girls out there in their little legging leotards trying to smoke and everything.
That's right. That's right.
And I was like, thank God I wore a skirt with the long
Yes,
boots.
you did. Because you had the Dorothy, which was high, short.
That was
and
a few years after.
You done the Alice in Wonderland.
I've done those two,
which was high. But that year you didn't. But you didn't smoke either, so you didn't have to go out there
in their little rinky-dinky costumes trying to get puffs out.
Yep.
I looked at that, I was like, oh my God, thank God.
We drove, and I'm like, this is insane. It was snowing when we were driving into the city. You know, coming all the way from North Jersey, all the way across the bridges to go to Queens. We had a good time. We had a good time, absolutely.
Well, that's because we used to go out a lot. One of my sister-in-laws, her birthday is right around Halloween. Yeah. So every year we would go clubbing with them.
We've gone to the one in...
we've gone to a few places with them.
South Street Seaport.
Yeah. I've done vampire many different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I've had like the spooky green contact lenses from Interview with a Vampire.
So speaking of contact lenses, here's I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do have to get reading glasses, and hopefully that's it. But hey, you know I've been using computers forever, and hey,
you want to try wearing contacts? Oh, you're gonna talk about the time I tried to put them on you?
One went in probably within 5 minutes, which is still long. It took 5 minutes. The other one had to take like 15 minutes.
Oh, I was trying to get him into a theatrical costume looking.
And she was like, stop closing your eye. I'm like, that's what your lashes do. They detect, danger, and they close. That's why you have lashes. Keep dust out. What do you want me to do? And finally, I did get it in there. I mean, well, you got it in.
And he was like, I don't know if I want to be with these on.
I knew right off the bat.
He's like, I can't do this.
And she was like, if you had to wear contacts, you would learn.
You would learn.
I don't know if that's true, but that time, maybe that was 7 years.
I've had years of practice.
You have,
theatrical contact lenses.
Absolutely, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've even taught our daughter. Like, she's worn theatrical contact lenses for costumes and everything.
Do they do Halloween parties? So the lower grades do the Halloween parties.
Yeah, the high school doesn't do Halloween parties.
I don't think so. I guess because everybody's in mask and they don't like that.
They're allowed to wear like a costume without a mask on Halloween if it falls on a weekday.
Well, now most kids, most teenagers now either are wearing a slasher, Michael Myers, some Saw, Scream.
Or the girls are wearing something sexy.
Or they're basically wearing their sports uniform. If there's football, baseball, like Aiden, he has his fencing. Then the girls, I guess cheerleaders.
Actually, I could tell Aiden, you want to go trick or treat? Just put on your fencing costume.
And the girls just wear the cheerleader. So it's not even a costume; it's the actual outfit they go in.
Yeah. It's actually. I mean, I like seeing even the older kids go trick or treating
because somebody said
they're young at heart.
They're young at heart, and they could be doing something worse.
Yeah. So if a teenager comes trick or treating here, I'm more than happy to give him candy.
Now, what about Goose Night?
Oh my gosh, I miss Goosey Night. They don't do it as much over here anymore.
So we didn't
know what Goosey was until.
Yeah, let's be real. If you grew up in the city, you just went and got a carton of eggs, and you knew what you were doing with those eggs. You were not making a breakfast. You're not making egg salad for lunch. You knew what you were doing with the eggs.
Listen, Goosey Night is cool here.
Over here, paper towel rolls were flying all on the trees.
Yeah, they don't do eggs here. They just do eggs. Toilet paper. And maybe occasionally shaving cream or whipped cream.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people realize, hey, don't do it because
it messes up the cars.
It can mess up,
if they leave it overnight.
Yeah, or at least you don't get it off as soon as you can the next day.
They used to actually throw the toilet paper up on the power lines here and do like curtains of toilet paper.
So if you were one of the first drivers, you were driving through
toilet paper, which we thought was cool the next day, because all you see is like toilet paper hanging off the trees,
and then the cops go around giving glow sticks
here.
That was another thing,
cops, which is also cool. Also,
so it was
very interesting for us the first.
It was definitely an experience when we moved over into the suburbs.
Yeah,
experiencing all that stuff.
Yeah, because even when we lived in the city and our daughter was little, I would take her trick or treating, but not a lot of places. We actually would take her to like parties instead. We'd go to places that were having Halloween events.
Right, the schools. Even the city schools would do it. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe, some place that was doing an event, but that's it. It just, there is a big difference. I don't know how to say it is.
Even going to like the haunted house. We used to go to haunted houses.
Oh, wow. But here's the problem with that. Again, social media.
I know. Back in the day,
we used to go when nobody. It was Headless Horseman upstate New York.
Oh my gosh, Headless Horseman was the best.
And we went one time with about 4 or 5 cars.
Yes.
And I'll tell the story.
Yeah.
I'm driving on the road, and the raccoon pops out, and I'm slowing down and left. I go left or right, left, right.
You still hit it.
And the raccoon was like zigzagging me. I'm like, come on. And our daughter was really,
I think she
really
was like,
young.
She was 8.
I stopped the car. 9. I go over there and I'm like, yes, this raccoon's dead.
And his cousin in the back seat. He's like, you killed him. My daughter was like, Daddy, you killed a creature of the forest.
Yeah. It was like the worst feeling. The heart dropped. You killed. It could be a mother and all the poor little raccoon babies are out there wondering.
Then we get to our destination and his cousin's like, everyone that's approaching, did you see the raccoon? He killed it.
Yeah, I was like, every car, because we were the lead car. Yo, see that raccoon? Yeah, Jerry killed it. Really, dude? Yeah, next car. Yo, Jerry killed that raccoon. Another person heard it. Like, I saw you killed it. I'm like, listen, I went right and left, I did my best. All right, let's just get online for the Halloween. But it was a really cool place. I mean,
it's probably still there. It's just it's by reservation.
It's by reservation.
We stopped going because the crowds were just ridiculous.
Yeah, we went in mid-October, and one time we went in October, and it was
insane,
packed,
and we never went back after that.
We went a couple of times, but it was just like, hey, it's not worth it.
The last time we went, we were like, it's just too crowded.
But that's the power of social media. Everybody finds out,
it's just.
I mean, even up here, we used to go to a farm called Wright Family Farm.
That actually came up in my memory.
Yes, and it was great. I mean, huge farm, maize, corn maze.
The last time we went there was 2017.
And it was crowded, but not.
Yeah.
And then we went one time, and it was just
ridiculous.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people up here.
But even over here, they used to. I don't know if they still do it. Where they do the Ren Fair. In Tuxedo.
They used to do.
They used to call it Forest of Fear.
That's right.
They don't do it anymore. Which was, it was like really gory because I took the girls a few times.
Yeah, the worst part is going up here to Forest of Fear. If you know, up there on New York State 17, near the actually said the Ren Fair. It's dark.
It's dark.
So you get up there about dusk, and then you're leaving in complete dark. And that was just the eerie part.
It's very eerie. Even going through the park in there, where the Forest of Fear, the way they set it up, it's really like going to Six Flags or Dorney during Halloween. It's cool, but you go to Forest of Fear or one of these places, it's like a nightmare. Six Flags.
We've done Dorney Park a couple of years ago. That came up in some memories. Yeah. We took our oldest son to Six Flags when he was young, and at the time they would give you a whistle. Yeah. So if you blew the whistle, the zombies knew they wouldn't come near you. They would just make a left.
I think they still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But our youngest is not really into horror or any of that stuff. That's why we don't really do it anymore. No, our two older kids are like, we saw
Silver Bullet, which is an 80s classic.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it, but he's not big on it. Our other two kids, they love dressing up in horror. They love watching horror. They love Halloween. Even as adults. They give them the chance to get dressed up for Halloween or go to a costume party. They're all gung-ho.
So now let's go back to Gen X urban legends. Mm-hmm. What was it? Razor blades in the candy.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember that when parents had to start checking the candy?
Yeah. And, when you look it up, there was
just like maybe one or two instances.
Maybe it happened once. Yeah. But there was no really concrete evidence out there that was actually happening. Yeah. It just
razor blades are kind of like this big. How are they going to fit that in a piece of candy?
Well, no, because back then you didn't have minis. They were fun size. Yeah. So the razor blade could fit in the fun size. Now they got smart. You got full, fun, and mini.
Bite size.
Or bite size. So you can't fit a razor blade. No. Yeah. You can't even. Yeah, but
I think it was an excuse. I think moms made that up so they could take the kids' candy.
Maybe I don't know.
Through it and take the bag.
Yeah, because my mom was cutting up candy bars and stuff.
Oh, she was.
My
mom didn't do that.
Yeah, she didn't care about you guys.
Go ahead. My mom was a hustler. She was always working.
She was at the bigger home. She would come home and check in the bed. Okay, they're still alive. I don't see no blood on their mouth. Todo está bien.
He's so wrong. My mom's gonna haunt you. Watch it. No, but we see the differences. Some of them are for the better. Some of them are.
I don't like trunk or treat.
No, I don't like trunk or treat. I like traditional Halloween.
I mean,
listen. Don't get me wrong. For the people that want to do trunk or treat and get all into it, they have car kits. I've looked into it, but I'm like, I like seeing the kids come to my door.
Yes.
I like the experience of it.
And you can see them walking through the block. You see the crowds. I mean, there was two kids in the DeLorean.
Yes.
Doc, and he was dressed up as Doc and
I know. They took like a wagon and they made it look like a DeLorean. It was
pimped out like a DeLorean. He had the hair like Doc. The other kid had like the goose, the vest, like Marty McFly.
They really get into it. I like.
So that is what I like. They you just see them. Oh, look at those costumes coming right now. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be awesome.
I love it.
Trunk or treat. It's like you're just all surrounded. It's not really that walk. No. But for the kids, they get candy like at the trunk or treat, at the second trunk or treat.
At the third, and then they go Halloween trick or treating.
So they do. Those
kids, our lake does a Halloween event,
right? And then you have the library. So easily those two right there. Mm-hmm.
They should start happening soon. Even the school here, they do the hoopla.
Right. So So if you do the hoopla, then the trunk or treat, and then the library trunk or treat, and then go. The dentists are like this.
So the Halloween hoopla here.
And looking at those kids, I'm gonna see you in 6 months.
The hoopla here is done at the junior high school.
Is it? Yes.
And right, is it the junior high?
No,
it's not the junior high school. It's
elementary.
It's at the elementary school.
Yeah, the junior high has something, but nothing like the hoopla.
Nothing like that. Yeah, but the hoopla is done at the junior high school. It's done at Ryerson.
Yeah, so maybe it is. Okay, it's been a bit. Yeah,
and all the kids from town go there. It's like mayhem.
Yeah, it is.
So all parents in town, they get a turn to work the hoopla. This is a rite of passage where you live here. When you live here in town,
well,
and your kids go to school there. You got to work the hoopla.
Everything is a rite of passage. When Jeremy used to be in baseball, Little League,
it's a rite of passage. You got to work the events. So I remember. Do you remember working these events?
Yeah, I did the snack stand when he was in Little League.
No, I'm talking about the hoopla. All these little kids in costumes, sugared up on candy. Yeah. Oh my god!
Like I said, the dentist looking at them.
It's fun, So I think that's our conclusion. We've had a long. It's gone.
It's up there. I mean, there was a break that I stepped away and stuff like that, but we thought about it because our youngest just kind of said no, and I said, hey, there's a.
That and I went candy shopping.
She went candy
2 days
shopping.
ago, and he
was just like a lot.
He goes, we need to talk about this.
And I just think trick or treating now. I would love to hear how it was in the suburbs.
Before that,
well, I guess you know how it was in the suburbs because you saw it in ET.
On TV.
Yeah, like I say all the time.
When we moved here,
when you grew up in the city and you had your big bowl of cereal and you watch your Saturday morning cartoons or the shows and you're like, wow, I wish we had a Pizza Hut. I wish we had Domino's, and I wish
we have all of that.
We could walk around and trick or treat. That was the thing in the city. You just didn't have that. You just saw that on TV. There was no shows except for the Cosbys.
Yeah,
and they really show that kind of stuff, but there was no shows. Michael Myers wasn't chasing people in the hallways. Right, let's get real. I mean, they sent Freddy to Manhattan. Let's not talk about that one. I mean, not Freddy, Jason. They sent Jason to Manhattan, but most of the time, Jason was in the suburbs in the campsites. That was another thing, my mom never sent me to camp. My mom never even sent me to Puerto Rico.
We have a camp right here in town.
Now we have camps, and our kid went to camp.
Yeah, so we see the differences. Our kids don't know the differences because to them they've been raised in the suburbs. But we know
our oldest daughter.
She does. She knows what she can remember.
Yes, when we moved here, she was 10.
She was 10.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she was 10 when we moved here. Yeah. So what she can remember.
Yeah.
The differences, for us, we see a lot of the differences. We cherish the differences because growing up in the city.
Well, I think. Because we have that other channel, there's tons of videos and there's even photos that I still have to scan and then just kind of make some kind of montage.
Which makes it kind of cool.
Yeah, so anyway,
Thanks for tuning in, for all you guys that are following us. And stay chill, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff.
Wow, you're not energetic. Usually, You're a little tired today.
I am. I'm still recovering. I mean, I'm recovered. I just have the cough and just still a little tired.
Right. But anyway,
I was excited about doing this episode because I love Halloween. You know, I'm a holiday girl, but Halloween, whew, it's like.
Well, that's why I think one of the episode podcasts, and I'll say it right now, is especially for Spanish traditions, the sight of the holidays, not Halloween so much, but Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Eve. There's that full preparation of especially certain meals, the pasteles, the coquito.
My aunt already talked to me about that.
Right, that we're definitely going to talk about because my side of the family wasn't. We've made pasteles in the past,
but not like my family.
It wasn't like, hey, the holidays are coming. We've got a lot of stuff to do, and we didn't. I know.
But that's
another podcast, so we'll definitely talk about it.
But after Halloween gets busy here.
Yeah. All right, everybody, take care. Like she
guys,
said.
take care. Like, subscribe, share, comment below. Like I said before, and stay chill.
Absolutely.
What was that all about?
I don't know. I have no idea. It was in my view of sight. It probably you guys don't see it, but trust me, there was something there. Okay, so anyway.
And I will cave. Sweat season. I'm in my sweats.
That's right. She's in the sweats. She actually said it's cold. I'm like, I know it's cold because I get up and leave this house before 5:30 in the morning.
I'm rocking sweats. I'm actually rocking sweats today.
Yeah.
So, guys, stay chill.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wearing the short sleeves, but I'm wearing long sleeves. I mean, you're wearing short sleeves and I'm wearing long sleeves.
Yeah.
That didn't come out right first, but whatever. And we don't edit here, so. Later, everybody.
Take care, guys. Bye.